Hey dear subscribers, welcome back to the channel, and this is revision lecture 3 of the chapter 9 Forces and Laws of Motion, and I'm Nidhi Bhandari. Let's get started with Newton's second law of motion now. So Newton's second law of motion. First see what is the statement of the second law of motion. Second law of motion specifies that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. To understand this, first we have to understand what is momentum. So let's see what this momentum is first. See, momentum, I'll give you a situation. Let's imagine a situation wherein there is a truck which is at rest, and there's another truck which is moving, right? And both the trucks try and hit you, in which case you'll be more vigorously hit, the one which was moving, right? Now let us consider that there is a plastic ball that you have to kick and there is a football that you have to kick. In which one do you have to apply more force? The one which is football, right? So that means the force depends upon two things. One is the mass of the body and another is the velocity of the body. So when we combine these two quantities, the mass and the velocity, we get a new quantity which is momentum. So what is momentum? It is the product of mass and velocity. Now see, velocity what? Velocity is a vector quantity. So momentum, since it's product of mass and velocity, it is also a vector quantity. Now being a vector quantity, it must have a direction. So what is the direction of momentum? It is same as that of velocity. So whatever is the direction of velocity would be the direction of momentum as well. To denote this momentum, we use a symbol small p, and the unit comes from the formula. See, mass into velocity. The ascent of mass is kg, the ascent of velocity is meter per second. So the ascent of momentum become kg meter per second. Okay, so this was momentum. Now coming back to Newton's second law of motion, what do they say? That the rate of change of momentum. Now this momentum would change. When would momentum be changing? The mass of body is a characteristic property. It could never change. So momentum will only change when the velocity is changed. So when the velocity of the body is changing, then at what rate it is changing, that directly depend upon the applied unbalanced force. In the first law, we have seen this, that the body would change its state only when the unbalanced forces act on it. Right? So the moment it changes its state या फिर its velocity, उसका momentum भी change होगा. यही बात न्यूटन second law बोलता है. That the rate of change of momentum, it is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. I hope the statement now is clear. Now let us see the derivation of this Newton's second law of motion, which is very important, and for you it may be confusing as well. So whenever they ask you derivations, see, whenever they ask you derivations, always have to start with the starting statements. So derivation mein what do we need? We need momentum, we need rate, means we need time, we need force. So all this quantity we will have to mention in our opening statements, right? So consider an momentum, matlab we have to consider mass. So consider an object whose mass is m. Now that object is moving in a straight line motion with some velocity, of course. So let's say the initial velocity is u. Over a period of time, it will change its velocity because body is constantly accelerating by an acceleration a. So over a period of time, if its velocity changes, so the final velocity becomes v. Now initially it was traveling with some velocity. It is having mass also. There would be some momentum. So let's say this initial momentum be p1, which is mu. Now, since the velocity is changing, there will be change in momentum as well. So, final momentum, let us consider as P2, and it is going to be mv. So, there is change in the momentum. So, that change in the momentum would be final minus initial. So, P2 minus P1, that is mv minus mu. If I take out m as common, so m is common, v minus u. Now we have to talk about rate of change of momentum. So I'll divide this change in momentum by time. Now accordingly we know that momentum will only change which is directly proportional to the applied force. So this rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. Now, as you can see, this v minus u by t, which is the rate of change of velocity, is nothing but acceleration. So, I'm substituting this v minus u by t by acceleration. So, I'll get that force is directly proportional to mass into acceleration. Now, when we remove the sign of constant, we get a proportionality of constant. Let that proportionality of constant be small k. If k comes out to be 1, then F is equals to ma, right? F is equals to ma. Force is equals to ma, right? So this is the formula for force, which is the outcome of second law. We've used second law for this outcome, right? The outcome comes out that force is equals to mass into acceleration, right? So that means here we're talking about acceleration only, rate of change of momentum मतलब velocity change हो रही है, मतलब acceleration ही हो रहा है. From here we will see that this acceleration is directly proportional to the force applied. जितना force apply करोगे उतना change in velocity होगा, जितना change in velocity होगा उतना ही acceleration होगा. So acceleration is directly proportional to force applied. But if the force is constant, see these are in combination with each other, मतलब product में है. So if I send this mass the other side, it will come in denominator, right? So that suggests that acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. What does that mean? That a heavy body will accelerate less and a lighter body will accelerate more. This is my outcome of second law, that acceleration directly proportional to force, inversely proportional to mass. So from where does this formula come? This entire derivation, this is the outcome. Now these are the certain applications where Newton's second law is applicable. Let us see them. First application is Fielder takes his hand backwards to catch a fast moving ball. Why does he do so? So when he takes his hand backwards, what happens is he's increasing the time duration for the velocity to reduce to zero. See, if the time duration increases, this is in denominator. If this time duration increases, this rate of change of momentum decreases, right? If this rate of change of momentum decreases, which is directly proportional to force, so force also decreases. So since the force decreases, he would not get hurt or he would get less hurt. But whereas if he catch it instantly, then what would happen? This time duration will decrease, right? So this rate of change of momentum would increase. If this is increased, force will also increase. So उसको hurt ज़्यादा होगा. Same note पे athletes are made to fall on the sand bed. But if I talk about a karate player, then the karate player breaks the pile with a single blow. Single blow, that means कि he is doing it real quick. Real quick करने में क्या हो रहा है? He is reducing the time. So if now time is reduced, since it is in denominator, this entire quantity rate of change of momentum will increase. The moment rate of change of momentum increases, force also increases. The force increases, तो वो एक ही बार में he will be able to break up the entire pile in the single blow. Right? So see, the concept here is related to time duration. एक में उसने time कम करा तो क्या होगा? Force बढ़ जाएगा. Force बढ़ जाएगा तो उसका purpose solve हो जाएगा. दूसरे में he has increased the time. By doing so, force कम होगा तो उसको hurting कम होगा. राइट. सो टाइम को इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज करके रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम को इंक्रीज डिक्रीज करके फोर्स को इंक्रीज डिक्रीज करा एंड द इम्पैक्ट इज कॉस्ट. Okay, so this was all about Newton's second law of motion. I hope this is also clear to you. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. So keep watching the lecture and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.